And welcome back to Adobe Live. And like Mitch Smith just said, here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, welcome back in the chat. My name is Rufus. I usually do the streams in German. Yes.
Let's do it in German today.
Yes, there might be some people here in the chat that have seen me on the German streams. But also, Kyle.
Yes.
Last time we met was the streams in Paris.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. It was a long time ago.
A long time ago.
And we had some delicious macaron.
A much smaller room than that. This is like, I'm going to make a 360 later. This
is a big room. People don't realize when they're looking out there. This is massive.
Yeah. Hey, hello chat. Stick in there. Ask your questions. This is your opportunity to look over Kyle Webster's shoulder, like literally, and as he's working with his infamous brushes.
That's right.
Yeah, like the Kyle's brushes. So welcome back in the chat. For the next 2 hours, we're going to be with Kyle. And remember, there is this challenge that's happening here on Adobe Live. And yes, what we ask you to do is to draw and I need to read a legendary monster.
Yes,
legendary monster.
Not just any monster.
Not just any monster. It has to be legendary. All right, so you can do that with either a Photoshop sketch or Illustrator Draw on your tablets.
Yeah.
Can they use Photoshop as well? Yeah. Oh, you can use Photoshop as well. Yes, because Kyle is using Photoshop right now, or Illustrator for that matter. And then you have to publish those to Behance. And we will look at them. And we'll look at some of the entries as we go along during the show. And at the end of the 2 hours, Kyle will decide on a winner. And the winner will get a 1-year subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud.
That is not a small prize.
That's pretty good value right there.
Yeah.
And also, at the top of the hour, in exactly 60 minutes, 58 minutes actually, there will be a random giveaway to get... Do you want to show it?
Yeah.
Shall we show it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
The mythical Illustrator pillow. All right? Everybody wants that in their living room.
It adds a beautiful pop of color. I don't have a single pillow from Adobe. I'm very sad about that.
Like we Adobe folks, we don't get them.
We don't get to win any of this stuff.
No. Like I see shaking heads behind there as well. Like no, nobody gets them. Only you guys in the chat. All right?
Yes.
So good luck, and Kyle. So
shall we do it?
This is day 2.
Day 2
of 3 days of this illustration stream.
Yes.
Live from San Francisco. And so yesterday it was all about robots and
and yesterday was all about Adobe Photoshop Sketch on the iPad. Today, Photoshop.
And you're using a Cintiq.
I am. This is the same model as yesterday that I just briefly was talking about, the 22 HD. I think it's about 4 or 5 years old, this particular version of it. And I actually have one of these at home in my studio, and it's what I draw on most often. And it's just a great piece of hardware. Can't say anything about that I don't like, frankly. So I'm glad to have it here in the studio. I'm very comfortable with this machine.
All right. And so what's your plan for today?
So legendary monsters, I want to do Frankenstein's monster. And I wanted to show off a couple things you can do with Photoshop Creative Cloud 2018. Such as symmetry drawing. So I just want to first quickly demonstrate what that looks like, and then I'll just spend the rest of the time doing a drawing of Frankenstein's monster, based more on sort of the Bernie Wrightson design. If anybody's familiar with Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein, it was his masterpiece, a book he did of about 40 plate illustrations. And go look up that book if you have not seen that illustration work. His name is Bernie Wrightson, absolute masterpiece, and his design of Frankenstein really is something that appeals to me, so I thought I'd do something more like that, rather than the classic movie Frankenstein monster, which had the big kind of blocky head and all that. Just see where it goes.
It's gonna be a cute Frankenstein or a scary Frankenstein?
He's kind of scary. I wouldn't say he's cute.
Okay.
He's definitely not cute. So if you've got kids in the room, send them out. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that scary.
All right.
But look up the work of Bernie Wrightson and check out the beautiful work. It's great. So to start with, I thought it'd be nice to do the drawing and have some kind of a framing element.
That's right, Mitch. Frankenstein is the doctor, not the monster.
Frankenstein's monster. I said that at the beginning. Now careful. I didn't say Frankenstein. I'm drawing Frankenstein's monster.
Frankenstein's monster.
The Dr. Frankenstein is not
That's
the
right,
Frankenstein
Thomas.
monster.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to set up some symmetry here. And the way you do this, if you have not yet worked with symmetry painting and drawing in Photoshop, is you go up to your preferences. Okay, so if you see here, I've got preferences. On a Mac, you'll find this under the Photoshop CC menu. On a PC, I think you'll find preferences under the word edit, somewhere down near the bottom. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, please, but I'm on a Mac. So here we go to preferences, and we go to technology previews.
That's right, because it's like in beta kind of thing, right?
It is, so, yeah. So it's not by default turned on. So if you go to technology previews, you see enable paint symmetry as one of these options. Make sure that the checkbox is there, and you checked it, it's turned on. When you do that, and you have your brush tool selected, hit the B key on my keyboard, you'll see that this little butterfly icon shows up near the top, okay? That is your symmetry painting. And I'm just going to select New Vertical Symmetry. And that will automatically place the symmetry line in the center of my document. And I can treat it like I'm transforming anything else by holding the Option key down and pull it out from the center. So it stays anchored in the center. I can do this. I can change how it works. And that blue line represents everything that's going to be split down the middle. So if I draw on the left side, it will mirror it on the right, right side mirrored on the left. To commit this symmetry, I'm going to hit Return on the keyboard, and now I'm good to go. And just to quickly show you what happens, if I draw over here, it automatically gets mirrored on the other side. And so those of you...
Felicia and Katie didn't know about that feature. Like many people don't know about that feature, but that came in what, in Photoshop CC 2018?
2018 October.
28 October,
of this year.
So that's quite a few months ago, and just all you have to do is enable the feature.
That's all you got to do. So, you know, if you're a character designer and you're constantly having to worry about making things symmetrical, look how simple this is. I can just knock out a figure, lickety-split, do this crazy long arms and make this some kind of monstrous looking thing here, right? Maybe it's got the ribs all popping through here. Ooh, scary, freaky. Okay, but see,
it already looks monstrous. It's like a little bit out of proportion, these long arms, you know.
Super fast. Look
That's
how quickly
hair?
you can design stuff, yeah.
That's me a few months ago.
Did you have some good long hair going on?
Yep.
I wish I had options, Rufus, but I just don't. Hair-wise, I'm stuck with what I got. So I could very quickly design a character, If I hit the Move tool, I can just pull that on up, resize it. When I hit back on my drawing tool, my brush, you'll notice a symmetry line appears again. So it's as simple as that. You can design out your character, your monster, or whatever, give it some wings. Who cares? Right? This is all just rough right now.
I love it when great illustrators say, it's as simple as that. Yeah, and then you know, like people like me would go, you know, I can say, okay, Kyle said it's simple, so let's just do it.
So it is, just do it, just do it. It's as simple as that. But, you know, yeah, this is such a really convenient thing for anybody who has to design for film or video games or whatever. You got to just quickly knock out some kind of a character design. And look at this. It just happens as you're drawing. I love it. So that's symmetry. And I thought that for the Frankenstein drawing, I would, let's get rid of this. I thought I would do some kind of a framing device. We're just winging it here, so I'm not sure exactly what that will be, but I do know I want it to be symmetrical, and I want the drawing to appear within that frame. So I'm just going to slowly draw a shape here.
So as Kyle goes on drawing here, there's a few questions in the chat about when are we going to look at the submissions? Well, we're going to be doing that, you know, throughout the show, maybe 2 or 3 times before Kyle's final decision in exactly, about 1 hour and 50 minutes. That's when we're going to have this segment's winner.
Yeah.
But of course, the submission time for Kyle ends in about 90 minutes. Okay, so submit, submit, submit. I want to see a lot of these legendary monsters.
15 minutes. I guess people have been working on these earlier, huh?
What do you mean 15 minutes?
Did you say the submission time ends in 15 minutes?
No. In 1 hour and 90 minutes, I said.
Oh, my mistake. Whew,
yeah.
Thank goodness. So people have plenty of time.
Plenty of time, plenty of time.
Good. Okay.
I see links coming in. That's great.
Already.
Now it says left-handed submissions get preference because...
Because I'm a lefty?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
All right, so I am not a frame designer or anything. So this is going to be just sort of a... There we go. That's what I like. I like this shape. This is all just a sketch right now.
Well, Voodoo Val, you know, of course, you know, this is totally your kind of theme. So, you know, even though you're a mod, you can participate, and we'll look at it. I'll show it to Kyle, okay?
Please, I want to look at everything.
Oh, no, but then she wouldn't be in the mod there, as a mod.
Oh, then that wouldn't work. We need the moderators.
Yeah. What do you think about multitasking?
What do I think about multitasking? I think...
Like, do you think it's possible? Do you do it?
I really don't think anybody does it that well. I think we all kid ourselves that we can concentrate on one thing, concentrate on multiple things at once and really give them any good attention. It just doesn't work that way. I think it's a myth that it can be done well. I think certain people develop a skill set where they can manage things, but I don't think they're necessarily doing it well. You know? So, personally, yeah.
So, focus on the chat, Voodoo Val.
That's what we're saying, huh? Long story short, stick with that one thing.
Well, that's true. I mean, you talk and draw at the same time.
I draw better when I'm not talking, but I'm going to do my best. This is something that, you know, if you've done it a few times, these live streams, I think this is my 5th or 6th live stream, maybe more, you do kind of get used to what it's like to draw and talk.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know it yet, all of Kyle's brushes are now included in Adobe Creative Cloud.
Correct.
Yeah, and you can download them all. I would not recommend starting with the Mega Pack.
Well, you could download it, but...
Oh, you can download it. But yeah, like it's better to start with the smaller packs, like to get a sense of how the brushes work. Yeah, the Mega Pack is mega.
It is huge. It's actually grown to much bigger than I even realized when I was finally putting together a master list to check it out. I thought it had about 250 or 300. I think it's over 450 brushes now in that one set, and that's just too much. People can't keep track of that, you know?
Yeah, and all you need to do is go to the brushes panel and load more, and it'll open the web page, and you can download them. So easy. Ryan Ford, you had no idea of this mirroring in Photoshop. And Ryan is a long-time follower of Adobe Live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
well, I'm glad we showed him that.
You learn something every day.
And let's not forget, I should have mentioned that as I'm drawing this frame, I have turned on line stroke smoothing up here. I've set it to 50%, so it is really cranked up. And that's why I'm able to draw these long, perfect, curvilinear lines like this without any jitter and without any bumpiness. This is an extremely nice feature. It gives me a ton of control. And yeah, I highly recommend everybody play around with that feature. I'm going to change the shape of this frame like this and pull this around like this, and then there we go.
No, Esther, Kyle's brushes don't work in Illustrator. These are different types of brushes.
Yeah, these only work in a raster. Well, they only work
in Photoshop, and a vast majority of them also work in Photoshop Sketch on tablets.
Correct. That's exactly right. All right, so I'm feeling pretty okay generally with this design. And this is going to be my framing element for the actual artwork that Frankenstein's going to sit in. And I think I'm going to just enlarge it slightly. This is just a sketch, so I'll pull that out. Whoops. Like that. Alrighty. Holding down the Shift key as I move it upwards. That's going to make sure I move it perfectly along a vertical and not just without that level of control. Remember, the Shift key in Photoshop is your friend when it comes to anything additive or precise. So depending on what tool you're using, holding down the Shift key as a modifier while you're using that tool is either going to make what you're doing more precise by, for example, locking you into a perfect 90 degree, 0 degree, or 45 degree angle, or it's going to be adding something. So let's say you're using a marquee tool to make a selection. Hold down the Shift key, and that means you are adding to that selection.
Wispy Draw says, it's been 10 minutes and I'm already learning so many tips.
Hooray!
Yeah, that's why what we're here for, Adobe Live.
That's right.
Your opportunity to look over the shoulders of pros. And in this case, Kyle Webster.
Pros and Kyle Webster, who is
there's
something like
the pros,
that.
and then there's Kyle Webster.
Then there's Kyle, the aspiring pro.
He does brushes. And I'm so happy. We're colleagues now. Yeah.
I know.
Kyle works
this makes
for
me very
Adobe.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah, last time we streamed together out of Paris. Did you already know something that you weren't able to tell people? Like a secret?
Nothing.
Nothing
was happening.
Nothing was happening.
No. There was the hope, the glimmer of hope that I would be able to join the team, but that was a distant
it was just like chit chat.
Yeah, exactly. Chit chat's the right way of putting it. Yeah. Well, it was some serious chit chat, but it was still chit chat.
Yeah. All right.
But I'm very, very glad to be here. It's very cool. All right, now, what do you think? Is this good? Are we okay? Any comments from folks? Am I getting too busy with the frame here? I don't know why I wanted to do this. I just thought it'd be neat to try something with symmetry.
Yeah, kind of strange to start with the frame and then fill the frame.
And then fill the frame? Is that like, weird? Yeah.
Yeah, that's completely thinking out of the frame.
There. Now I'm going to turn symmetry. Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, Nathan, that's right. He's drawing a frame for Frankenstein's monster's face.
All right, so there's the frame. I just knocked that opacity down, and I'm going to make a new layer.
All right, just quickly, can you show again how you do the
symmetry
thing, like how to activate it?
Certainly.
Quickly. I mean, many people have seen it already, but there's people who came in late.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
And they're all freaking out because, how do you do that?
Don't freak out, folks. Here's how you do it. Check it out.
Super easy.
It's very easy. Go up to Photoshop CC menu, go to Preferences. If you're on a PC, you're going to find your Preferences menu probably under the Edit header, but I'm going to go to Preferences. Scroll down to Technology Previews. Click on that. The second option I have, Enable Paint Symmetry. I click on that. Make sure that checkbox is active. Say OK. And then when you select your brush tool, next time you're going to go draw, you'll notice there's a little butterfly icon up here. When I tap on that, you get all these options for symmetry. Okay. And I think because the people in the chat are so cool and they like to know a little bit of the inside stuff, we can give them one quick mention of a hidden feature that you might not be aware of, which is this.
The banana tool?
What's that? Oh man, another one. See, I don't even know what's going on. Nobody tells me anything. I'm making a new layer. I'll create a new vertical symmetry, okay, line. I'm going to commit that with, and hit return. Not going to do any drawing, I'm just committing it. I'm going to go over here and make sure my paths are visible. And I'm going to embed that over here. Okay, so in my paths menu, you'll see that this symmetry I just created, the most recent one, has a little butterfly in the corner. That's my active symmetry. I'm going to double click on the title, and I'm going to type RADIAL, radial symmetry. And I'm going to select a number, and in this case, I'll say 5. Okay. You have to do this manually. Radial symmetry 5. When I hit return, watch what happens when I draw. Ooh, radial symmetry. So this is a super fun little hidden feature that you all can play with. And the only way it works is you set up a new symmetry and then you manually change the title to radial symmetry and then assign a number. I think with radial you can go up to 10. I'm not sure of the limitations there, but I'm pretty sure it's 10.
Click on the little ellipsis with the Shift key pressed.
With the Shift key?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Shift key is held down, ellipses. What just happened?
Oh, okay, it's ellipsis. Doesn't work. There.
Edit toolbar?
Yeah.
Should I click on Edit toolbar?
Yeah. No, well, I got to figure out how to make
it. Oh, is it another hidden?
Yeah.
Is it funny? All right, so there you go, folks. That's radial symmetry.
Yeah, because we want to find funny things because we don't want Kyle to start with his.
Oh, the Frankenstein. Jokes. Oh, sorry. Oh no, the dad jokes are coming. Believe me.
No.
I'm gonna think of some, just because I know how much you like them. All right, now we got to get down to it. So, I'm going to think about my Frankenstein. Now, what I was thinking is, I have to admit, I have not read the Mary Shelley the book. I've not read it. I'm illiterate. Okay, I'm just not a good.
Okay, so press the thing.
Oh wait, Rufus has figured it out.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Press the ellipsis.
Do I hold down Shift?
No, just press it. Open it.
Okay.
Okay, and then now Shift and click Done.
Shift done. Everybody see that? Now there's a little banana there. Yeah. Why is that there? This is what happens when you get a group of engineers.
There's also a monkey, a monkey layer somewhere.
And they're working on something for a long time.
Yeah.
They just have to eventually sneak in some fun stuff. I get it. But this is not me now that everything I draw is going to be bananas, right? It's not going to just be a banana brush.
No.
Okay.
You can continue.
Thank
working.
goodness.
Yeah.
All right, so I have not read the Frankenstein, the original novel, but I know that there's a scene where he's wandering around and meets a girl, I think, by a well, and I think he winds up sadly dropping her in the well or something. I can't remember if anyone can tell me the details, but I believe she gives him a flower or something, unless that's just in the film. And I just thought it'd be cool to have Frankenstein's monster looking all gruesome and nasty, but looking at this flower, and that would be a nice little moment. So that's what I want to draw in this frame. And I'm gonna do my best. So to start with, I'm gonna basically draw a sort of a skull here. Because like
Mitch says that's from Young Frankenstein.
Well, of course Young Frankenstein has that scene. That's the best movie ever made by Mel Brooks. Oh, I love my pretty little flowers. Oh, sorry. If anyone's seen the movie, they know what I'm singing. So maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to do a mishmash. It's Young Frankenstein. It's a gruesome-looking monster. So it's Mel Brooks mashed up with a little bit of Bernie Wrightson, maybe a little Mary Shelley. Who cares, right? It's what it is. The point is, I hope it's going to be an interesting kind of a drawing. So, and I was thinking I'd do kind of a comic book thing where I would do a pencil sketch and then do some inks over that, nice and clean. Yeah.
And keep those submissions coming in for the challenge. Today's challenge is we ask you to draw a legendary monster, and that's why Kyle is drawing a legendary monster.
Correct.
Yeah. And all you have to do, and that's actually on behance.net/live, where you're watching this stream, there's a little tab on the right side that says challenge, and it explains step by step what you have to do to submit your artwork so that we can have a chance to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll be looking at some in maybe 30 minutes.
Is that the time frame there?
Yeah,
yeah.
No,
When we start getting some submissions rolling in, right?
I'm the master of our time.
You are the master of our time.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna make him a little bigger in the frame. So, I love that I can sketch and resize and move stuff around. The beauty of working digitally, right?
Mm.
Really
do you
lovely.
use the touch functions on the Cintiq?
I never do. I always turn them off.
Yeah.
Always turn them off.
Me too.
Yeah.
Weirdly, right?
Yeah, I think I'm just a keyboard monkey. So, how about you? Are you a key command person?
No, but I never got into like using. I do it on my tablet.
Yeah.
But not on the Cintiq.
Me neither. Maybe they were ahead of their time when they introduced it, and it was too early, and there just weren't many people adapting to it. And I don't know. It didn't work out for me. There probably are lots of people who do use that feature. Maybe in the smaller models, like the Cintiq Pro, the 13 and the 16-inch, or the older Cintiq 13 HD, things like that. I don't know.
Oh, you know what I forgot? Yes.
Whoops.
You wanted your little friend with us,
I
right?
need that, yes.
Yeah, so
of course.
I'm going to put our little friend back here. He should be looking towards you, actually. There we go.
There we go.
There you go. He needs, that's your what is it, your comfort?
This makes me very, and it's really for the benefit of my kids, who, because I like to bring one of their stuffed animals with me if I'm going to do these streams, and then have that be present. And I forgot to bring one this time. I'm going to knock this skull down a little bit, like so. There we go. Some people do not use the eraser on the back of the pen, their Wacom device. I'm a huge fan.
It's so useful, right?
I like it, but a lot of people use a key command. They hit E and just toggle back and forth, and that's what they're comfortable doing. So. But that's not me.
That's right. If you want your submissions to be looked at by Kyle, you have another 60 minutes to submit them, okay? If you submit them after that time, they will be looked at in the next slot, in the next segment.
All right, we need to give this fella some ears. Those of you who know about your proportions of the head and all that good stuff, you know that the ears sit roughly between the brow ridge right here, and carry this line back, and bottom of the nose.
Does he have ears, or does he have like these nails coming out?
I'll give him an ear, but I'm gonna take a part of it off. So let's start with the ear and just have a section of it kind of missing. Here we go. And I haven't even thought about, where am I putting scars and stuff to piece the face together and all that scary stuff. Got to get that in there at some point. Right now I'm just kind of laying in where the features need to sit. I think the skull can come back down like this. I have a tendency whenever I draw a head to always push the top too high, top of the skull, and then the back of the skull a little high. That's my habit. So I always correct for it later. I'll notice it and correct.
That's right, Daniel. That's the secret banana club. You guys are in it.
Who told you that anyway?
I won't tell you how to remove the banana, though.
Oh, you have to do something special to get rid of it? Oh, God. What's the monkey thing you're talking about? There's a monkey trick?
Yeah, just Google it.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a banana and there's also the monkey layer somewhere hidden.
What is the monkey layer? What does it do?
It has like a little monkey icon.
And it just show up in the same place or somewhere else?
No, in the layers panel.
Oh, funny. Well, you all could probably find some pretty cool uses for the radial symmetry that you'll enjoy. There's another one, but I can't remember what it's called.
That's right. There's the secret coffee cup and toast club as well.
There's
all
a
these
coffee
Easter
cup?
eggs you don't know about. Yeah.
What is that for? Does it show up in the same place?
Shh, we can't reveal everything.
And the people in the chat know about these?
Maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. You're gonna have to ask Brooke.
She knows, right?
Yeah. I'm sure she does.
How could she not? She's an insider. All right.
So Mark is asking, do you have any formal training, Kyle?
Of course, yeah. I went to school for drawing and painting, a fine art education. We did nothing but draw naked people for 4 years, more or less. It was tons of life drawing classes, a lot of still life stuff, a lot of drawing the room, which is something, like the professor would set up a bunch of easels on a drawing stand, a model stand, some easels, some boxes, some spherical objects, and drape some string over it and things like that, and then you have 4 hours to draw. We had great classes because they were 4-hour video classes. So for 4 hours, you just sit and draw, or stand and draw rather. You stand at the easel, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. I didn't have any education in commercial art, no illustration stuff that was focused on that, but it was all about just good drawing skills. And I think to me that was more valuable than anything else, was just spending a ton of time in a studio environment drawing. And mainly drawing the figure, or you're drawing from observation, drawing from life. I thought that was a great way to learn. If you do go to school and have a program that's focused on illustration, I think that's fine as long as they don't skip steps and just jump right into, let's talk about finding your style, so to speak. You know, that's a mistake because you haven't even learned how to draw anything right.
That's right. I completely agree.
Yeah. You know, first learn how to draw what you see fairly well. Learn a little bit about the basics of well, the elements of design, you know, composition and...
oh, the countless hours we spent just working with circles and squares and triangles.
Right, that stuff is super important. I think that's, you know, you need that. So yeah, something like what I'm doing right now is just, I'm thinking about what goes into drawing a head fairly well, right? And then starting with that skull and working back from there. If I didn't spend a lot of time drawing heads in school, it would be hard to do.
So Samuel says, I feel that's like my school, like just jumping in the tools and styles and not really any fundamentals. Fundamentals are, if you don't get them at school, you know, try to get them elsewhere. Because this is, you know, the thing I always talk about is that's the cultural baggage that we carry around. You know, like there is nothing new that comes out of thin air. So the more you know, the more you looked at, the more you experienced, the more your illustration will be interesting and compelling and will just work. So so if you don't get it at school, get it in books, get it online. Maybe take some extra classes like live drawing.
Oh, for sure.
That's for sure.
Life drawing is just the greatest thing I ever did for my education. There's nothing harder to do than draw some person standing in front of you and make them look right. And it's also the easiest thing to do where you want to spot problems. If you could show somebody a drawing of a vase or something and they say, yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah. If you show them a drawing of a human figure, the smallest mistake is going to just be jumping out.
Especially a face.
Oh, yeah. You just think immediately, oof, something's not quite right there. You know, and it's immediately apparent. So, yeah, do it. And you know, if anybody's interested in a great online resource, can we talk about this kind of stuff? Could I promote something?
Absolutely.
I'll write it up here in the corner. Proko.com is a brilliant resource for everybody. Stan Prokopenko is the name of the guy who started it about 4 or 5 years ago, and just check it out. I can't say enough good things about it, but I point my own students to Proko all the time if they want supplementary materials to learn from. He has a whole library of free videos. He also has some paid content that is totally worth it. But it's all about life drawing and about figuring out how to draw the figure, and absolutely brilliant. In fact, my favorite tutorial he ever did is just how to draw hair. And he breaks it down as, you know, the importance of looking at hair as something that's you approach from a sculptural, you have a sculptural approach, okay? So you're looking at it as an object sort of that's sitting on the head and you're not looking at strands, you're looking at locks, you're looking at the construction of it and thinking about how light hits it as an object, not as just the texture. You know, it's a brilliant video. I think 6 or 7 minutes long, but a lifetime of wealth in that 6 or 7 minutes right there. It's really worth checking out. So, highly recommend it. All right, so I'm trying to talk and draw while I do this. I need to think now, how am I going to make this hand into the picture with the flowers? So I think I'm going to just really roughly just place that. Like so I can make sure I get the... All right, good old lasso tool. What would I do without you? Have this arm get revealed through the shirt a little bit. There we go. And I might rethink some of the elements of the frame if they feel like they're competing with what's happening with this line work moving down into it. I might just edit my frame to come over and around like that and ignore this centerpiece here. I think that's getting a little busy. It's easy to make changes as you go. Don't Don't ever feel like you've committed to something and there's no going back when you're drawing, even with traditional media, okay? Because you can always make something better, and there's no reason to stick with something that isn't working just because you drew it. I also think that's a bad sign of not taking what you're doing seriously. Being willing to really live with something that you know is wrong in the drawing is a sign of not caring. So care enough to make a change. If you see that it's wrong, change it.
So Luis is asking, after you were comfortable with your style, how did you get about the business aspects of illustration?
I don't have a style. I should mention that up front, but the business side of it I learned on the job when I had a design job. And the reason I don't have a style is because of that design job. And when I was working as a graphic designer, I was sort of an in-house illustrator as well as a designer. And we had so many different clients having different needs that I was constantly changing up the way I was working to suit their needs. And so I got very happy and comfortable working in a variety of styles. So doing something that suited whatever the project happened to be. And on the so business-wise, I watched what my bosses did, and I paid close attention to how they talked to clients, how they negotiated for price, and how they especially how they presented their work and defended it. And when I say defended, I don't mean it's like an aggressive sort of stance that you take saying this is right and this is the only way to make it work and blah, blah, blah. What I mean is they were very good at articulating why the choices they made were good for that client and why the client should consider going with those choices. And I listened to that language they used, and I committed it to memory and did it myself later when I had my own business as a illustrator and designer. And it's important to be able to talk about your work. So I'd say if you're shy about that, you have to get over that. You have got to learn how to talk about your work and sell it. If you cannot defend the choices you make and explain
it, yeah. Although there's one school of thought that says if you have to explain it too much, it just doesn't work.
Right. If you're defending bad work and trying to dance around it by explaining it with that's different.
But yeah, that's different.
Yeah, but if you can use good sound arguments and use your vocabulary as a designer to explain your choices, then good, you've got it. You're doing it right, all right, so this flower, let's see, I'm gonna make it, I think it needs to come up and then out and then. This is always hard for me is designing shapes like for a flower or something without it becoming too repetitive or too symmetrical or whatever. I don't know. It's tricky. It's not my forte.
Oh, Carlos says you win the Creative Cloud this time around with your monster. No, he can't.
I can't win. I'm not in the running.
And yeah, Naveen is asking, can you suggest me a few design podcasts to listen to? I listen to 99% Invisible. Do you listen to podcasts?
I do not.
Yeah, me neither. I should really try to get it back into it because it used to be a thing.
Yeah.
And then it sort of disappeared, but it's becoming a thing again.
Very much so.
Yeah. Well, I've heard of 99% Invisible.
Is that anything to do with Behance or no?
No.
Okay, I know they have the 99U. I'm confusing the two. I don't listen to any podcasts. What I do listen to, in case
Dylan says, you guys are talking happy, but the drawing is very depressing. No, it's not.
Is it depressing?
It's not depressing. It's just, how can I say? It's depressing.
I think it's okay to change things up a little. I draw a lot of cutesy stuff. I draw a lot of fun, happy stuff. And sometimes I want to draw something a little more like this. This is the thing people talk about, so what's your style and this and that. And I don't really have one. And today I wanted to try this. And this is something probably different from anything I've ever done in a live stream before. But I also think there's something to be gained from doing this live.
So Esther is reminding me, I'm sorry I jumped your question. Not intentional.
Mm.
So Esther is asking, Kyle, do you ever draw in Illustrator or only in Photoshop?
Only in Photoshop. I do not work in Illustrator, but I will occasionally, if I'm doing logo work or something like that, I'll actually, believe it or not, draw it in Photoshop, high res, and then I'll port it over to Illustrator and live trace it, and that'll give me my vectors. So I do work in Vector, but I only do it as a last step in the process where I have to convert it. And if anyone hasn't used the live trace feature, it can be a little wonky, but if you know how to use it, it can be very valuable. It's really great.
And maybe to make the picture a little bit less sad.
Yeah.
There could be a little bit of a smile on the side, like.
Should we have him smile?
I'm seeing something beautiful.
Like here.
Like all of the people before they became parts of me.
Look at that smile. Look how happy he is. No, I'm not doing that. No.
Just Command Z. You're right. Yeah.
Good
So
old
Esther,
Command Z.
there is a way to do symmetry drawing in Illustrator. You're going to have to do that with the appearance panel, but it is feasible.
Oh, I didn't know.
Not exactly the same way as in Photoshop, but it's doable.
Cool. That's news to me. All right, so this sketch looks pretty okay. I think we're getting somewhere here. I want to have some clouds moving behind in a sort of...
Because it's always dark in the night, right?
I think this will be like a daytime thing, but it'll be a little bit sort of overcast, sort of. Also, I just need some kind of element back there to make it interesting. Even maybe coming in from this corner, we could have a branch with some leaves like that. That might be kind of nice. So again, this is really just design decisions, So we've got our framing element, we've got our Frankenstein monster. I didn't really do a good job working out his clothing here. I was thinking it'd just be kind of raggedy, but maybe we need a little more detail there. I could have like a sort of a piece curving out over here.
So why do you figure monsters were chosen today?
I don't know. What is today anyway? Is there something historically
is this like Monster Day today?
Well, I've got something planned for tomorrow, which is International Women's Day. I'm excited about that because I've got a nice drawing for that planned. I will not tell what it is, but I'm excited about that because it's a person who I've always wanted to draw and never have. So you can guess what it might be, but I'm not going to tell you. What do you think? Shall I move on?
Move on with what?
Inking.
Yeah. What about the stitching? Are you gonna have some stitching somewhere?
Yeah. So here I'm putting like some little sections that are kind of sewn together. And I'll have to work that out on the face, and maybe that can be a thing I figure out at the end, like where it makes the most sense to have certain pieces. Yeah. Any major anatomy problems anybody sees, or can I go for it? What do you think? Just start going for it.
Go for it.
All right, knock that back. I'm going to make that 18. Can everybody see that okay in the stream? I don't want to knock it back so far you can't see it, but if it's too dark, it interferes with my drawing. So that's our first 45 minutes. Should we look at some submissions here?
Wait, let me just go back here. And
also, I'm going to save just in case, right?
So yeah, so let's look at some of the submissions, and here we go. The first one is by Wayne Smith.
Wayne Smith.
Yeah, and it's called Squiddo.
I like Squiddo a lot.
Yeah, you like Squiddo?
I like Squiddo very much. Yeah.
Come on. Oh, they have the click on the thing. I'd never get used to that.
Oh yeah.
And Squiddo is actually cooking fish.
But look, it's on a volcano. That's so smart.
Oh.
That's cool.
All right. Then we have... Oh, wait. I gotta make it. There we go. Oh, Dante by Mark Arlen. Dante? Is that like the Inferno or something?
It looks like a hellscape, yeah.
It looks like...
Thinking that's what it is.
It is monstrously scary. I see a few monsters, but...
Yeah, that's down in Hades.
Mm-hmm. And, oh, look at that.
Now, this monster looks very cute so far. That is not a very dangerous looking monster.
No.
But looks can be deceiving.
Yeah, you know, it suddenly could be spouting out venom or something, and...
Somebody was using the scratchy bristle brush on that, I see.
The scratchy bristle
That looks
brush.
like scratchy bristle to me.
That's Madison Kramick.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have from Sasha.
How do you say this? Every time I see this spelled, I don't know how to say it. Do you know how to say it?
Saskia?
No, the name of this monster. Cthulhu?
Cthulhu.
Can somebody tell me how to say this? I see it all the time.
Cthulhu, Destroyer of Worlds. In a bathtub. Look, working with, playing with a little...
Rubber duckies. That's
rubber
cute.
duckies.
I like that.
And one last one. We're going to be looking at the other ones later. Don't worry. We have Godzilla by Laura Vargas.
Oh, no, he's about to eat someone.
Let me see.
Oh,
this is so cute. Yeah.
Maybe he's just going to be kind and put that person back in his car because he fell out of the car.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, you know, are you going to drop your flower and not have Frankenstein eat it? You know?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
That's for
Very
the viewers
nicely
to decide.
done. Very nicely done.
Cool.
Continue with those submissions.
Keep working on them.
We'll be looking at them again very shortly.
All right.
And
so, now
Kyle will then...
Yeah, this is...
Will then, select a winner. The winner of a 1-year Creative Cloud
This is one more submission from yesterday that did not get featured. This is my 7-year-old son, Wolfie, who drew a robot.
Oh, because he was watching you on
He was
stream?
watching and drawing live, so I thought I would share that. This is his
Daddy.
sheriff robot, and I'm very proud of it. I like it a lot. I think it's pretty darn cool. So I know Wolfie might want to see that, so shout out to my boy Wolfie. Alrighty, and now I think we're going to move to inking. What do you think? I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
Okie dokie. The question is, which tool should I ink with? This is always a huge problem for me. I have indecision paralysis because there are about 50 different inking tools. It becomes a little tough to choose what I want. I think I'm going to try something in the Fontania family. But which one?
So unfair to see Kyle work with his brushes because we commoners spend so much time learning about the brushes and exactly what they do. He made them. He knows exactly how they work. He doesn't have to search for them. He says, "Oh, let's use my what brush?"
This is from the Fontania family. This is the GP2, and this is named after a really brilliant Italian comic book artist. I don't know his full name. I only know him as GP, which is, I think, is what he goes by. Look him up. Brilliant, amazing, incredible stuff. And the quality of the line is really just meant to sort of emulate what he does. Now this part goes always a little more slowly because I have to be
a bit more precise and
careful.
Like decisive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'll frequently do something and then look at it and just say, "Ugh, terrible," and then I'll start over again. So that might happen too.
Yeah, but remember real ink. There was no way to go back.
Nope. Pretty limiting there. Well, I just had a visit this morning with the...
Did you create a new layer?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
The mega talented Paulo Rivera, comic book artist, poster artist, painter. I was hanging out with him this morning and looking at some of his original work that he had lying around the studio and just thinking, man, no undo. There's no undo. How does he do it? But, there's Paulo Rivera, and then there are mere mortals like me who are glad for the undo feature. So, yeah, I just need it in my life.
No, I remember my lettering classes when we had to actually ink letters.
Oh my gosh.
And everything had to be precise.
Yeah.
Because at the Art Center, that's where I studied, the motto was, if it's not perfect, it's not worth showing.
Holy cow.
And if you showed something that the teacher didn't like, it would count as an absence.
Wow.
And no, it would count as a late.
A late.
And 3 lates are an absence. And 3 absences is out of the school.
Wow. So don't mess around.
Don't mess around.
Holy cow. That's a crazy policy, but it makes people take what they're doing very seriously, you know? As you should. It's not that I don't have fun drawing. Of course, it's really fun. I love it. That's why I want to do it for a living. But it's real work, you know, and it's a real skill, and you should be working hard at getting better all the time. And I always think, you know, that thing that people talk about with the 10,000 hour rule or whatever, to put in this many hours or something. There's so much more to it than that. It's not that you put in 10,000 hours or even 100 hours into something. It's with each of those.
Unless you're a pilot.
Well, that's
then you have to put in the hours for the
very
safety
important.
of others.
We're just talking about drawing right now, or playing an instrument or something. But in the arts, if you're putting in 10,000 hours and you're not intentionally trying to improve while you're putting in that time, if you're not doing it with a critical eye and making decisions as you're going through those 10,000 hours to improve and change, nothing's going to happen.
So the challenge submission deadline is in exactly 37 minutes and 48 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Okay? There's a little timer down there. But don't worry, if you submit after that, you know, it will be looked at during the next slot with Jax.
All right. I wanted to ask Jax yesterday if that's her birth name. It's such a cool name. Sounds like a superhero. Or if that's a nickname that she's stuck with her.
She said on stream it's Jacqueline.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so
okay. Now I know. Yeah, I was wondering.
But it is a superhero name, yeah.
Isn't it?
I'm Jax.
Sounds really cool.
And also in maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, there's going to be the random giveaway to win this.
Now you know you want that.
Yeah, I want that. Wow, you can even open it. No, you can't. You'd have to.
Is there a zipper? No, no.
Made in USA.
Oh, good. That's nice. So if you have a, now what's the complement? A bluish purple couch. Boy, that would be a nice little color pop. Or it'd be nice on gray too, cool gray.
Dana says, I would rather have Kyle's monster drawing on a pillow.
Really? I don't know. Your company might find that a little weird. People come over and, oh, what is this?
How do we win it? Yes, how do we win it? Very good question. You have to be active in the chat because there's going to be like an automated kind of bot. I call it Timbot. The Timbot will choose a lucky winner from the chat. That's how it works. You have to be active in the chat. And to be active in the chat, of course, you have to be logged in with your Adobe ID on Behance. That's how it works.
I had sent out a newsletter 2 days ago announcing the live stream in hopefully to get some people who like using these brushes, but really have never...
That's right. Timbot for the win.
Who's that saying that? To see if people who have used the brushes but never really seen them in action.
See, that's when the giveaway time comes, the chat goes crazy.
Oh, is that what they're doing now?
I'm here, I'm active.
Everybody wants that pillow.
Everybody wants that to be active.
It's all because of the pillow.
Yep.
Now, I love drawing on a Cintiq because I can see where my hand is going right on the screen. Doing something like this, these long wavy strands, you need a lot of control and you need to be moving your hand really steadily, but it's super difficult to do on a regular Wacom tablet, you know, like an Intuos Pro or something like that. So for those of you who have to do this kind of work, you know, inking stuff and needing that kind of precision, I know it's an investment, but it's so worth it to invest in tools that really work, you know, and save yourself a lot of headache where you would be using undo way more than you need to finally arrive at the line that you want. I think he needs another.
That's right. Everybody's loving your technique and being able to watch the technique. And this is exactly what Adobe Live is all about. This is your opportunity to look over the shoulder of professionals. And in this case, Kyle T. Webster.
That's right. Don't forget that T.
The T, yeah.
I was explaining to Rocky yesterday that I never intended for my name to be known that way.
Oh,
but
what
someone,
happened?
Well, someone bought KyleWebster.com back in 1998 or so, and I attempted to purchase it, and he said he'd never sell it.
Oh.
And he's never, ever once used it for anything. Nothing's ever been parked there. And it drives me nuts because I think, I don't mind if you have it, but use it for crying out loud. This guy doesn't use it. Just sits there.
Yep.
And it's been sitting there for 20 years
Does
doing
he sell
nothing.
brushes too?
He does. I don't know what he does. I don't know what he does. He just has that thing parked. And it drives me crazy, but at this point, it's too late. I've had the T now associated with my name for so long. Because that was the only other option I could do to buy a domain. So, yeah, I know nothing about him. I just know he refuses to sell it.
Yeah. So Dessa, no, this is not a new Wacom. This is what a...
No, these things have been around for at least 5 or 6 years.
This Cintiq specifically?
The 22 HD, oh yeah. Yeah, and it's a fantastic machine. The one I bought at my home studio is a refurbished model. So you can actually go out and buy refurbished tablets, and they work super well. You do not need to buy them brand new. I know, especially if you're on a budget, and they are expensive, like I said, but...
Hey, if you spend, you know, your days drawing and things on Photoshop or illustration, well, then it's worth it.
Worth every penny.
But then, yeah, that's always the question, you know, is how much time, like, you know, like,
yeah.
I'm traveling so much, I get a good bag, you know?
Exactly, exactly.
So if you draw a lot, well, you get the right tools.
If you're drawing for a living, if this is what you do, it will make your drawings better. It will increase your productivity. It will make it more enjoyable.
Yeah, so of course, you know, people in the chat are saying, like Nicolas is saying that, you know, I prefer the iPad Pro. Well, that's fine too, you know, like when we mentioned AstroPad before, you know, which actually turns the iPad into something similar to the Cintiq. And with the Apple Pencil, it has, you know, pressure sensitivity and all of that. And you can actually see your Photoshop document on the iPad and use that. So that works too. A smaller Cintiq is also good, depending on what you do. You know, I always say that small screens, this is why I like the bigger iPad, because it, you know, it's like almost like an A4 size paper.
Yeah.
I think the smaller the medium you're drawing on, the smaller your freedom and your ideas, you know?
Seems that way, yeah.
So the bigger movements you can make, the better.
Plus, if you're coming from a world where you're used to drawing on large pieces of paper or a drafting table or whatever, you're going to want to have that space to move your arm when you draw and not be just working in this, you know, 5 or 6 inch area. That just doesn't feel that comfortable. Yeah. Not for me anyway.
So, Ana Curado e Silva, let's not remind him of that.
What was
No, don't worry.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You're telling me, I know it's something to do with my drawing, it's just no good, right? You're saying, oh, wait a second.
No, let's not remind Kyle about that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it does. The problem with the iPad and AstroPad doesn't. It won't last as long as a tablet as the Wacom, cause future iOS updates will slow it down and make it unusable. Sadly. Well, Jan Eric, that's. I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. My iPad is almost 3 years old, and I was using it in the stream yesterday, and it was performing beautifully.
Snappy.
Yeah, and if you missed the stream yesterday and you're interested in the process of bringing brushes over from Photoshop into little libraries and carrying them over to Your iPad, I went through that process several times.
So yeah, we have to do like a little last hype for the random giveaway.
Oh, okay.
Because the Timbot will choose a winner out of all of the people who are active in the chat. So now is the time. Hype, hype, hype.
Hype.
Hype for Kyle. This is a good moment for you, Kyle, because when when the chat goes hype for Kyle, you can actually feel the vibes coming from all over the world.
I feel empowered by this.
Yeah.
It's amazing. All of a sudden, I'm drawing better.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Hashtag Kyle for the win.
Oh, yeah.
No, I just made that up.
Oh, boo. Got me all excited. Don't do that.
Oh, yes. So people in the chat who are asking questions during the hype moment, you know, please ask them again afterwards.
Yeah, we'll miss those.
Because you will completely miss those.
Those are going to get
People
lost.
are freaking out to get this.
Those will get lost.
So yeah, so don't get offended if I don't answer the questions that have been asked during the hype time.
Just ask them again in 2 minutes. All right, how are we looking now? I like to do this. I'll zoom out, turn off my sketch, and just look at it, and then I'll flip it. So we're gonna flip it horizontal. See, looking okay? Yeah, looking
that's
okay.
a very good tip. This is very similar to live drawing, looking in the mirror.
Bingo.
Right?
Bingo.
Like I remember like also using the pen for the proportions, and then the mirror.
Yeah.
To look, and you can do that automatically in Photoshop.
Very important. Check your work, because you get used to looking at it from that one point of view, and things start to just somehow feel like they're correct.
All right.
Even though they're not.
Do we have a winner? We have
Almost.
a winner for this.
Gotta announce it in a second. Transform it back. Horizontal. All right, and we're doing very well on time here. I think I can get this inking done, even including the frame by the end of the stream.
You have about 55 more minutes.
We can make this happen. And you know, there are times where I will be required to draw something in, a 1.5 to 2 hour window for a piece of client work, just because that's what happens with my schedule, depending on how many jobs I have ganged up.
Or how much you procrastinate.
I do not procrastinate, Rufus. Are you kidding? Yes. Okay.
I don't know any artist who doesn't procrastinate.
I'm a human being. I procrastinate, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But there are definitely times where I've just said yes to too many things.
Yeah.
And I'll look at my schedule and say, whoops, I need to do 3 spot illustrations and a full page today. And that's where you have to just make decisions about how you're going to make it look good, but also work quickly.
So we have a lucky winner.
Okay,
yes.
Do we?
Clark Yao.
Clark
Yao, you just won yourself this very rare Adobe Illustrator pillow.
It is rare.
So congratulations, Clark Yao.
Congratulations, Clark.
Yep. Adobe Live will get in touch with you and ship it.
Nice.
So all of you in the chat, there's still time until, there's still about 25 minutes to submit your submissions for the daily challenge, for the work that me and Kyle are going to be working at, looking at. If you submit anything after that time, in 25 minutes and 7 seconds, it will be looked at. It will be looked at in the next segment with Jax.
And then Jax will be the judge.
Yep. So you have another 25 minutes now.
Now remember, if whatever I choose, no
and
offense,
yes, Danny,
right?
we have the challenge every day, every stream. Yes. So we have, we have one giveaway of random stuff. That's the random giveaway. And then there's the It's not really a giveaway because you have to, you have to provide some pretty cool work. That's going to be judged, and yeah, and that's not really giveaway. That's
it's earned.
It's earned.
And that's a 1-year subscription to Creative Cloud, is it not? That's a pretty sweet deal.
And yes, there is definitely a link to Kyle's segment from yesterday. He was drawing robots, Dessa, and you will find those on the Adobe Creative Cloud YouTube channel.
And I started by drawing a portrait of an imaginary person using a method that I wanted people to try, which is to just sort of paint with shapes without any real plan. And see how that works out, because I think more people should be trying that in digital media and not just with traditional materials.
So Jan Erik is going on about that the iPad is not like a tablet, because in 10 years you won't be able to use the iPad anymore. Yeah, but that, I mean,
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years is like what, a lifetime in the digital age. But you know what? One thing I can say, I've seen artists on Adobe Live working with very old Wacom bamboos.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
they still work.
They love their bamboos, but that's different. Okay, a Cintiq is really a screen. It's tech.
It's really fantastic. Yeah. I mean, I even as recently as 2 years ago was still traveling with my Wacom Intuos 4 tablet. It worked perfectly. I eventually wound up giving it to a school, but that thing just kept on going. It was indestructible. I was really amazed by it. And eventually, though, when you go start working on a Cintiq, it's hard to go back.
Yeah. So Anita, that's a very good question. Anita Nava. I don't have any close friends in the industry, and how do you build connections in the industry and drawing, especially if you don't live in California or New York? Well, that's where online is so cool. I wish I had that when I started. I was pretty lonely in my, at my freelance activity, for getting feedback, for getting, inspiration. All of this is made, so much easier with things like Behance, for example, or, Instagram, or like social media in general. So yeah, build your friendships there. And Anita, the way that it becomes interesting is when you start providing your criticism, constructive criticism to work, and that when the conversation begins, because social media is all about conversation. So super important. Keep the conversation going, and you will have a lot of friends in the industry.
It takes time, and I will say FaceTime is super important. So even if you do live far away, if you find an opportunity to meet up just with a local group of people who have some common interests, working together in the same area, the same, as freelancers doing something, or maybe a conference is going to happen a couple hours away, it's worth it to go and have FaceTime with other artists too. The biggest opportunities I've ever had for anything in my life have come from being face-to-face with people, oftentimes even just at a party.
Did you move the dog to be like an off in front of you like this?
I didn't do that. Did you do that?
Did you do that?
I didn't do that.
I didn't do that.
The dog did it.
The dog did it.
Holy cow.
I didn't do it.
Look at that.
I'm pretty sure you did it.
I didn't do it. Did I? I can't remember anymore. Actually, I think the dog it just happened.
Yeah?
If we watch the replay, we'll see what happened.
Some forensic Adobe Live. Yeah, that's right, Ryan. That's also a nice place. The Creative Morning. Did you ever go to a Creative Morning?
So I know Tina, but I have not done it. I should really go. Yeah. Those are great events.
Yeah. And Tina, for everybody who doesn't know, is actually Swiss Miss.
Exactly. She is quite the entrepreneur.
Miss. Oh yes, she is.
I think she's a personal hero of mine. She just comes up with one good idea after another. Tatley, Swiss Miss, and then the Creative Mornings. It's just, she's a wealth of brilliant ideas. I don't know how she keeps doing it, but
yeah, and we sometimes talk about because we're both expats. Yeah, and we're both Swiss.
Yeah,
she's Swiss Miss. I'm Swiss boy.
Can I call you that from now on, Swiss boy? All right, now, I always have trouble with just sort of inventing believable wrinkles and folds and things in fabric. It's really just kind of a design problem at the end of the day. And it drives me nuts, but I'm gonna try my best here. Did anybody in the chat, by the way, go and jump out online and look up Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein work? I'm curious. See if there are any comments about that, because you'll see then where I'm drawing my inspiration from with the design of the monster here. All right, and now we have to go to the hand.
So Wispy Draw, you say you currently have a Wacom Interest Draw. Which tablet you recommend would be a good setup? Like I said, it all depends on what you do. And my recommendation always, and before you make any type of purchase like that, is to try them out and see what fits you best.
Yeah, yeah. Because if you're going to spend that kind of money, it would really be tragic if
yes.
you buy it and then it's not for you.
And then you have Kyle buying a refurbished version. It's probably your version.
Possibly.
Yeah, get it refurbished. Why not?
You save so much money on the refurbished models. And the 22 HD now I've had for 4 years in my studio. The 24 HD, which I got from my studio at school, I think that's even older. And that was also refurbished. Perfect working condition. Never lets me down. Yeah, no complaints there. So I don't know if Wacom would be wanting me to advertise the fact that the refurbished models are every bit as good as the new ones, but just telling you the truth, they're great. And that is a testament actually to Wacom to say that their products are built to last. I've been using their stuff since 1999.
Victoria, yes, Kyle does use an iPad Pro and the Apple Pencil as well. Yeah, he did that yesterday, so if you watch the replay, you'll find it there.
Yep, be sure to watch. It's archived. If you go to the Behance Live, well, you're already there now, I assume. Some of you might be watching on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you cannot join the chat. Or at least we won't see the comments.
Yeah, well, no. So basically, all of the Adobe Live replays are available on the Creative Cloud YouTube channel.
And yeah, yesterday, like I was saying, I did a demonstration of a quick way of working where you can just put down some colors and some shapes and then sort of react to that and build something. So it's more of a spontaneous.
So Lauren, let's ask you. Do you know the correct pronunciation of Wacom?
Wacom.
Yep, there we go. I said it wrong because I wanted to hear it right.
Yeah, well, everybody says it different ways, but
Wacom.
Wacom.
Com stands for company, and Wa is like.
I don't know.
No, it means something in Japanese. Like Wacom company. Yeah, Wacom.
It is a Japanese company. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. And I had been saying it wrong for years until just recently, when somebody pointed out that that's how you say it.
Andre Caetano is asking you, do you have any thoughts about doing comics, or have you done some?
I just did one variant cover of a comic for Image years ago. It was a comic that was drawn by Tommy Lee Edwards and written by Jonathan Ross called Turf.
Oh, Wa means happy. Thank
cool.
You, Renee.
Now we know. Thanks.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I don't have plans to do comic stuff. I mean, I respect
Renee is probably in the chat live from Detroit, right?
Didn't she say Renee's in there?
Yeah.
I thought she was flying today.
Yeah, maybe she already landed.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Renee.
Wow. Very cool to tune in. I would be sleeping in the hotel.
Well, nobody wants to miss the Kyle T. Webster stream.
Now I feel really special. Cool.
Oh, she's flying right... No, no. Daniel is flying right now. Oh, people are watching the stream.
How could is it clear enough? Usually I thought on planes it's just the...
Depends which fee you pay, I guess.
Golly. Where are you flying to, Daniel? We all want to know.
Mm-hmm. And Victoria says this would make an amazing print.
Oh, thank you. I think we could do a print. What do you think, Rufus? Sell them for maybe $6,000 each. Is that a fair price for a print?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if your contract with Adobe allows you to do that, but
oh darn!
Yeah, it's a whole new life for Kyle.
Yeah, I gotta get used to that.
Yeah.
Oh, it has been a very, very cool
That's
experience.
right. The T marks the spot.
Well, Paul Trowney says the T stands for brushes. I haven't figured out that one yet.
Yeah.
But
that's like... Yeah. He's got a second name too.
Paul does?
Yeah.
Like a nickname
No,
that I don't know?
Like Paul R. Trowney.
Ah, what is the R?
I think it's Ryan.
Think of something clever that has to do with all those tutorials he does.
My name is Rufus Alexander Florence.
No, it's not.
Yes.
You all, just so you know, Rufus is a lucky resident of the city of Firenze, Florence. So that's, is that really your name?
Yeah. It's my dad's name.
Meant to be.
Yep.
My favorite city in the world, period.
So Karen is asking, is there a limit for installed brushes in Photoshop?
Not that I know of.
No, me neither.
Good question, but I would think if you had more than 2,000 brushes loaded at any one time, you'd be struggling to work efficiently and comfortably.
Now that you can organize them in folders and everything, it's much simpler. No, Jan Eric, that's not how you write my Florence name. It's Florens. Florence.
All right, so we are getting pretty close here with the inking looking to where I want it to be. So
Guy Saide is asking, have you ever used a Wacom alternative before? Yes. I mean, Kyle has has used the iPad,
Surface Studio. I currently have one of those in my office, and I've been enjoying that. And a little bit of playing around with AstroPad, which again, that is the iPad, so I guess that counts as an iPad thing. Apart from that, no, I haven't used any of the brands that are main competitors of Wacom. Some of the Korean tablets, or
like Guy meant like the XP Pen 22 and things like that.
Never tried any of those, so have nothing to say.
I guess we just get attached to brands.
I do think Wacom's best. I have yet to try a device where I thought, oh yeah, it's got the same feel. So, and I am, I'm working on an older piece of technology, but it just feels really excellent. I should mention too that I'm using a felt nib on the stylus. And that I just love the feeling of the felt nibs. And you can order a bag of 5 of them for maybe $7 or $8. And they last me 5-6 months each. Very different feel from the plastic nib. Just excellent. So give them a try.
7, 6, 5,
what are we counting down?
3, 2, 1. 10 minutes to the deadline for the submissions for the challenge.
Okay.
Yep. But don't worry, if you submit after that, it will be looked at in the next stream. Yeah. At the top of the hour. We have, we'll have about 35 more minutes with you, Kyle.
Okay. I will attempt to get to a point where the frame looks pretty decent, and
Ooh, submissions are pouring in.
Are they?
Yep.
The thing about these streams is I know there's music playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always wondering, what is that music? I can't hear it. They don't let us hear it in the studio.
No. We should have one, you know, these things like they have on TV, like the little, with that little giggly thing there that they have in the back, you know, like little, so that, you know,
well,
Gus can talk
it might influence my drawing too. If I hear music, it might alter my mood and make me draw things a little bit differently. I was wondering about that. I should also say that when you have a sketch, it's there to guide you, but it's not something that you need to stick to so religiously when you start executing your final. I mean, I didn't have the leaf design really worked out in the sketch, deciding where to put the leaves and how that would all work and everything. I'm really just kind of reacting to what's there and trying to make something that makes sense design-wise. So I think a couple more up here. Like that.
Oh, cocoa intolerant. What has been the best advice you've received as an illustrator, and what has been the best advice you've given to someone?
Wow.
Ooh. Dig deep, Kyle.
Man, that's hard. Best advice I've received. Yeah, many years ago I wrote an email to a man named Stephen Heller, who is a renowned critic and author of, he writes about graphic design. He used to also be the art director of the New York Times book review. And he was known for being kind enough to write back to people who were just getting started if they had, they wanted to show him their portfolio. And so I went ahead and sent him some work. This would have been about 2004 or 5, somewhere around that time. And I think he gave me the most important advice, which was he said, he told me what wasn't working about my stuff. You know, he said, your figures are, they all feel a little cartoony. That's what he said. And they're all just floating in space, and they never have any, there's no context, there's no environment, you're not putting them any, there's nothing to what you're drawing other than floating heads. That's really what he said. And then he also went on and had a whole bunch of other very constructive criticism for my work. And what was great about it was that he didn't say anything good about it. He just told me everything that wasn't working. And I think people should be really glad to get that kind of feedback from somebody who knows what they're talking about, because you can either let it hurt your feelings, or you can take it as the most valuable thing in the world, which is somebody pointing out how you can improve and get better. And they're really giving you a shortcut because they're telling you so many things at once that aren't working. So for me, that was the most valuable thing, because it really kickstarted my career as a freelancer. This advice from somebody who really knew what they were talking about, giving me a whole bunch of things that weren't working, not sugarcoating it. And then the advice I've given to other people, I can't think of anything other than just that, you know, you need to really objectively look at your work, and learn how to draw. You can't get around drawing. You can't. There are a lot of people who've made a career, I think, out of drawing badly on purpose, and they got lucky.
Yeah.
I think those people, they're few and far between who happen to have a style that is purposely naive looking, or it's all based on bad drawing. But it's tricky to make that work. You know,
Yeah, I mean the rules of shadow and light would still apply.
Yeah, pretty much. I think there are certain rules. If you ignore them, you know, maybe that's your thing. I look at certain artists and I wonder, are they doing it on purpose because as a style it's kind of catchy, but do they know how to bend the rules in a way that's appealing, or do they just not know the rules? And I wonder about that sometimes. But I think everybody is doing themselves a good service by learning the rules first, and learning how to draw. You know.
Thanks for the advice, Kyle. Cocoa and tolerant.
All right. Well, hope that's helpful. I'm going to move on to this frame here. And I'm going to turn my symmetry back on. That's right, symmetry.
Guys, side A, know the rules so that you can break them. Yeah, I think that still applies.
Oh, I've got the wrong symmetry turned on. Hang on a second. I've got my radial symmetry. All right, let's see if I can get this to work now. Nope, radial symmetry. Get rid of that. Click on that, good. Go to my layers. And make sure that's centered. Looks like it is. So if you did not tune in at the beginning, you will have missed this feature, but we were using symmetry. I'm gonna pop my smoothing on my line way up, so I can go nice and slowly.
Did I move the camera too much? No. You know, do you remember how it was in Paris? Like the microphone, I could actually take the microphone and tell people stuff so that you wouldn't be able to hear. I can't do that anymore.
No, well, maybe I like that.
I wanted to tell them something that, you know, that you wouldn't be able to hear, but not possible here.
He was going to tell you all I have a big piece of spinach in my teeth from lunch. I'm sure that's what it was. Something cruel. I know, Rufus.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
That's right, Anita Lima. Her grandfather always used to say, the day you stop learning is the day you jump into your box and pull the lid over yourself.
Wow.
Yep, he was on a permanent learning curve. Yep, that's the attitude.
That's
actually
pretty
the
tough.
only attitude. My dad always used to say, he stopped saying it to me, but he said, live like you were going to die today and work as if you were going to work forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
So, yes. Work.
My dad used to always say, can you please give someone else a chance in the bathroom? Can you just get out of there? And no, I'm just kidding. That's another Young Frankenstein line.
Okay.
So for anybody.
That's when we had long hair, right? We spent a lot of time like...
That's why I lost my hair. It was vanity.
Oh, vanity.
I was being punished.
Too much brushing.
Too much, yes. I was so in love with my beautiful long locks of hair. No. No. No, but I will tell you a true story about that. My brother, who was a fraternal twin, in high school...
30 seconds.
Oh, till what?
Till the submission deadline.
Oh my gosh.
But like I said, don't worry. This is just, you know, like the 30 seconds is just the deadline for what Kyle will be looking at.
Right.
Anything else that comes after the 20 seconds now will be looked at by Jax.
And she's a fair judge. I believe we can say that with confidence. I think I might change the frame a little shorter like that and get rid of some of those leaves. I can't decide. Nah. Undo is my best friend. There we go. I don't like that either. This is where I'm getting super picky, folks. Nothing wrong with being picky, though. You want it to be right. That looks pretty good.
So do you want to look at some of the submissions?
I think I should.
I'll check all the last things that came in. Okay, so this is the last one that we've been looking at, remember?
All right, let's see, yeah.
Godzilla.
Got the Godzilla.
Yeah, by Laura Vargas. Oh, there's even like a little close-up. All right, so we mentioned here, oh, can you put the guy back in the car and let him drive away, please? But Godzilla, that's a cool monster. Oh, that's a new one. Me Before Coffee Monster by Annie. I'm sorry, Annie. I'm just gonna call you Annie.
Hjamfjord.
It's a Nordic name.
Hjamfjord.
Yeah. Oh, you can say that?
I'm guessing Hjamfjord.
Okay. All right.
That's cute.
Very cute. Very cute monster.
Before coffee.
Yeah.
Looks pretty wide awake before coffee.
Well,
those eyes.
It looks more
Maybe
like,
tired eyes.
Yeah, like suffering. Oh.
Oh, I like that. This is a
Monster
nice piece
Mash.
of design here. This is good. Yeah, good shapes.
By Michelle McCammon.
Let's see here. Nice sneakers. I like that. Good color palette. I like limited color palettes. Good stuff.
Then we have Legendary Monster by Mark Furlong. A lot of octopuses, huh?
I know. Is this the Cthulhu again? Am I saying that right? Cthulhu.
I don't know.
Cthulhu. Oh, it is. Look, it's another. Oh, look here.
Yep.
Look, Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Now we know how to say it.
Cthulhu.
Would never
Playing
have
with
known.
cars.
Playing. Yeah. I don't think the car feels that way, or the driver.
Then we have A Green-Eyed Monster by Lindsay Taylor.
It's a Cyclops.
Yeah. Oh, Rocky Rourke would have loved it.
Mm-hmm.
He loved it.
I've noticed that.
Cyclops.
I've noticed some Cyclopses popping up in his work.
Oh, that's the from Madison. Madison, she had to take a screenshot because she did something and lost all of her work.
Oh dear.
Madison. Bigfoot versus Yeti.
Is it a video? Oh, that's why the play button's there? Is it?
Oh.
What happens? No, nothing.
No, I don't think. I think it's a screenshot. She
So they're going to arm wrestle.
Yeah, you see.
Oh, yeah.
She was doing the time lapse thing,
Right.
and then something happened and
Oh, no.
lost her file.
I wonder who would win. This
Who's
guy
that?
looks mean.
That's by Samuel Sherrill.
That's a mean looking monster.
That's a mean looking monster.
Like a minotaur with an axe, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, the teenager transition monster.
Ah, this
Yeah,
is
I think-
what happens. Okay.
Yeah, I'm lucky with my children. They never became a teenage monster.
They had a nice peaceful transition
Yeah,
from kid to teenager.
nice. But yeah, I'm pretty sure many can relate.
Yes.
Oh,
Ooh, creepy.
yeah, that's Antonio Romero, Zombie at Lunch. Is that done with your brushes? Can you recognize?
I'm trying to
name your
recognize-
brush.
I can't.
Name your brush.
I don't recognize that.
But yeah, I like that monster.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah,
creepy.
Very creepy.
Looks like he just ate.
Then we have a Sad Minotaur by Chigale Michel.
There's a little bird up there, though.
Yeah, look, in the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's pretty nice. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to your work. I'm going to put them all together.
All right.
I'm going to check if there's any submissions that I've missed. And then we'll have Kyle select a winner.
All right, sounds good. All right. I'm quiet because I'm Concentrating.
I'm concentrating too, that's why I'm quiet too.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing I'm not going into designing this frame with much of a plan. It's really something where I make a line, I react to something, I make another line, I react to something. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't go into this with a really solid plan. So I just want to make some neat design. The cool thing is whatever I do is automatically being mirrored over here on the other side, thanks to the symmetry drawing.
So many submissions, Kyle. Crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough, isn't it?
It is.
Well, I have a personal favorite so far from what we saw earlier. Ooh, that one was really cool.
Mm-hmm. I'll show them. I show everything. Mm-hmm. I'll show you the monsters.
Now, just so people in the chat are aware, the time is up, right? They can submit again in the next hour.
They can continue submitting, but only that we won't be looking at them. Jax will be.
Mm-hmm. Just want to make sure people know the drill. Someone asking about smoothing.
Actually, you know what? Yeah. I'm just going to show you the new submissions because there are quite a few, so you can start thinking about them. Let's go back to the submissions here. So the last one we looked at was this one. You remember? Yeah,
I do. Mm-hmm. I do. That's pretty neat. Mm-hmm.
Then we have this from Dre Sanchez.
Is it Nessie?
Yeah, it looks like Nessie doing something. Ah, a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Legendary monster. Uh-huh. That's close to your subject today.
Yep. Even Frankenstein's monster needs an ice cream.
Then we have this.
A griffin.
Which is a griffin.
Or is it a hippogriff?
I don't know.
It says griffin, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Harry Potter, the hippogriffs.
Then we have a vampire.
It's like this drinking it from a glass. That's kind of funny. Nice, I like that.
Drowner from Marek Shimchak.
Cool piece of design there. I like that. Good
like
shapes.
Oh,
another vampire.
Yeah.
With a fly. Is that Renfield?
Is it a fly or is it a bat? Like a...
Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, we have some vector art.
Oh, cool.
Lost
looks like a
dragon.
A dragon.
Vector.
Mm-hmm.
Made with Illustrator.
Nice.
By Drago Art. Oh, then we have Hydra, Laura Olivares.
Well, for a second, looking at the top, I thought it might be Medusa. We just see her hair, but it's Hydra.
Yeah. Nice. Cute.
Yeah, that's a cute Hydra.
Oh, and then we have the legendary Shelob.
Is that from Lord of the Rings?
Caetano.
Is that the spider from Lord of the Rings? Yeah. Is it? Okay.
Okay. Nice.
Got some halftones in there, yeah.
Your brush is in use here.
I see that. Halftone.
Name your brush. Name your brush. Just kidding.
Too much pressure.
And then we have a last little monster. Like also little Nessie learning to swim.
That's cute.
Thank you everyone for your submission. All right, we can go back to Kyle.
I like those flippers.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we've shown them all.
Okay.
So I'm just sorting them by, you know, the things you said.
Mm-hmm.
You guys rock. I mean, you know, I always say, you know, you guys make it real. You know, without you guys, Adobe Live wouldn't be Adobe Live.
Exactly.
Yeah, it would be just another Kyle Webster YouTube video. You know?
Another one of those things. It's a pretty cool community. I actually tune into a lot of the live streams myself while I'm working at home, and learn something every time. I love it.
So yeah, we're gonna decide on the winner in about 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Mitch Smith, your brain isn't working today? How come?
What does that mean?
Yeah, the brain works
every day.
Every day.
It's kind of, otherwise you wouldn't be breathing. I always think that's such a scary thought, that our brains are constantly telling us to breathe, reminding us like that's a function that needs to continue.
Does that come from the brain?
Everything.
Really?
If your brain isn't saying actively, make sure you breathe in, make sure you breathe out, you know, that's a command that's happening.
I thought it was like an electrical kind of thing.
I guess
it comes from the brain, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, muscle memory keeps me from breathing. Okay.
Let me turn off the sketch, and let me turn off the symmetry, and let me turn off this sketch. And it's coming together nicely. Let's see. Yeah, I like it. Pretty good. And I've only got 18 minutes left, so,
18, do you think?
18
no.
minutes.
Make that minus 5 minutes. Yeah.
13 minutes.
13 minutes. We're talking about masters, so 13 is the perfect number for that.
All right, let me get cooking.
No, Lauren, no.
What was the question?
What? No question.
Oh no. What now?
I'm just winning. I'm just winning today.
You're getting in my head, Rufus, and I'm trying to concentrate on my drawing.
You do that.
Boy, I tell you. Ways to make Kyle super self-conscious. Keep secrets in the chat. I can't look at the chat. Too busy trying to make this thing sing. All right, looks okay.
Gus, can you check what Agos is talking about? He said there is a submission, but... Ah, okay. Well, that's why we have moderators.
Good. We need them.
Oh, is there a way to find a brush quickly, like searching for them in the brushes? Like,
not yet.
Not yet. Oh, ooh, wow. You know.
Oops, did I get?
Oops.
Should I just say that I should not have said that? Get in trouble. Symmetry off. Go back here.
So while you continue drawing there, like,
yes.
Are there any entries that like stick in your memory right now?
There's one that I like that there's one I like, yeah.
Okay. You want to tell me? What?
Secrets are not fun. Secrets hurt someone. That's it. I don't know. I just.
Yeah, all right. Hey, you're the judge. All right.
I just like it.
We'll go back to it in a second. Yeah. But we have, yeah. Well, you know what? Why don't we just name the winner? We can do that, right?
Now, please.
Can we name the winner?
Please don't complain with my pick.
Yep. Kyle
I like
T. Webster has used the hammer. And the winner is Michelle McCammon with this lovely monster here. Yeah.
So I just love it.
Yeah. Can you tell us what it is that inspired you in that monster?
I'm always just attracted to something that has good design in it. And I just think that, you know, all the shapes in this are balanced. I like the limited color palette. I think that even with just a few shapes, you have a lot of personality in the design and a tiny bit of texture with those extra lines in the eyebrows and over the nose and on the horns. And it seems to me like something that's fully realized, and I could take that, put it on a sticker, put it on a lunchbox.
Cool.
And it would work.
Awesome.
So congratulations.
Michelle, congratulations.
Nicely done.
Very nicely done. The Adobe Live team will be in touch with you very shortly if they haven't done already. Thanks for participating. Like I said, any submissions that come after will be reviewed by Jax in the coming segment, which will be starting in about 13 minutes. Again, 13. It's all about monsters today.
13 minutes.
13.
I haven't finished yet. Well, I think I made pretty good progress for a couple hours. You know, lots of talking.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
So I will. I'm just going to beef up the line work a little bit over here. A little thicker over there. I like that. So it's not too skinny in that little bit there. And here. Whoops. I'm making my sound effects while I draw.
Oh, so for some people it's bed for me now, so watching from Europe.
Oh, bedtime. All right, turn off symmetry. It's easy to turn it on and off. Now is where I need somebody who's a good letterer to come in and write the monster right there at the bottom.
And which one is it? Is it the flower or is it the creature?
It's the good question. Or is it the polluted air that we don't know is there? It's the pollution in the air, and he's sad about that. Oh, no, I'm not going to make any political statements.
Are you going to post these like on your Instagram or something?
Yeah,
or,
sure.
Yeah. I would. Like, follow Kyle T. Webster on Instagram or Twitter or whichever. What do you use most?
I use both. I use Instagram and Twitter.
You don't answer my Twitter DMs, so I guess. No.
What? That's not true. Yeah, I was supposed to take an Uber last night with Rufus, and then I completely bailed on him and forgot. I was a very bad person. So not having his number, I thought, well, I'll direct message him on Twitter, and maybe he'll see it. But of course, that was a bad idea. Alrighty. Now I'm going to make a mad dash towards getting this to some state of finish. So I'm using the lasso tool here.
That's right. It's almost, it's midnight. Almost midnight in the Netherlands.
Gosh, it's
11 p.m. in the UK. Anita Lima, Karin Slodink, Netherlands.
Super late. All right, we want that a little more peachy. There we go. And I'm going to take that.
That's right, Tim. It's the night shift. For many of you people in Europe. Yeah. Ah, you remember? Were you doing the night shift with me? Or?
Yeah, no, no. Someone else was. It was that cool woman who drew the horse from purely from memory. Perfect anatomy. It was insane. Why I can't remember her name. She was amazing. You'll remember her name. You'll help me out, right?
Yeah.
Karen? No.
I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that Tim in the chat will remember.
Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
Like in 2 hours, like blank piece of paper in the end. And like she even drew my dog.
Oh yeah, right,
yeah,
right,
from
right.
a verbal description.
It was unlike anything I've ever seen because I mean, if anybody's ever tried to draw a horse, you know, horses are not easy to draw. And so the anatomy was spot on. It was just I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Pretty bananas.
The creature.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it definitely is on YouTube somewhere.
What is?
The video.
Oh yeah,
from
it's
the
there.
Paris stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I think if you search for the Edvard Munch.
Oh, that's right, because that's what we talked about.
It was that same week.
Yeah.
Although maybe I don't know if that would be in the search criteria or not. But gosh, what was her name? Gosh, she was. I've never seen somebody draw.
No, but I can feel that Evil Cerise is looking, is searching the intranets for the name.
Where does the name Evil Cherries come from?
I have no idea.
I always wondered about that.
Scroll up, Rufus. Oh, okay. Scroll up. That's right, Therese Larson.
Dang it, of course.
That's right,
Shame on me.
Therese Larson. My God.
Truly.
That I was like, yeah, it was unbelievable.
Everybody needs to go and watch that. If you just want to see.
If you can paste the link to Therese's Behance, Tim, that would be awesome.
If you want to see what's possible when it comes to just being able to memorize how animals are built.
Well, you know what? Before I forget, we got to do that.
What?
360. I'm going to put it on my Facebook in a second. Right?
People have to see how big this place is.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Look at the camera. All right. All right. Woo. Oh, come on. You can stop taking pictures now. Awesome. All right. Hey, Kyle.
Yep. What's up?
Our time is almost over.
Oh, man, look, I'm racing. I'm racing. I got 2 more minutes, right? Something like that?
Yeah. 1 minute.
1 minute? Ah!
That's right. She drew the dragon and talked about killer lambs. And that's when the chat actually created the Arathorn, son of Aragorn picture of me when I still had long hair and beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times, good times. Adobe Live. Yeah, we didn't start yesterday.
But you were doing that voice for the night shift.
Yeah.
The night shift.
The night shift. And yes, my dear friends, I won. I made it, and I made this whole segment with Kyle in such a way that he completely forgot about making dad jokes. Yay!
Oh, no! hey! That's not what we wanted.
That was my plan all along,
Rufus.
and I feel very evil about that. But I succeeded. No bad dad jokes with Kyle T. Webster today.
If at first you don't succeed, skydiving is not for you. I got one in there, Rufus. I got one in there.
Yeah. It doesn't count. All right, Kyle. Very quickly for our audience here, Cal will be back tomorrow for day 3 of this Adobe live stream.
I will.
What are you planning to do tomorrow? Oh, you had an idea
it's
about...
It's a secret, but it's for International Women's Day. I'll be drawing a portrait. I'm excited about doing that. I hope you enjoyed watching the Frankenstein.
Yep. And follow Kyle on his social media to get the final image of that. And thank you for joining us here in the chat from all around the world. And we're going to be live again in 5 minutes with Jax. Stay tuned.